Thanks for making time for us, Honorable. Should Junet Mohammed be summoned, just the same way you wanted Murkomen to be summoned on allegations that he shared in the loot of NYS?
First of all, let me put it this way, that I'm happy that I've just seen the Jubilee MPs address press conference and saying that Junet Mohammed and his wife have companies that were registered in 2012 and have supplied or at least have done business with NYS, and they call it dubious business. For me, I have no problem if they have evidence that Junet Mohammed or any member of his family did business that is dubious. Then that matter should be brought before the attention of EACC and even the attention of the Auditor General and even the attention of any other investigative organ.
Should he also be summoned at the PAC?
No, for the PAC it's different, because you cannot summon someone because of something that is said out there in the media. Murkomen and Farouk are actually mentioned before the committee. Okay. We must get the difference. Otherwise, if you just start summoning people because someone has spoken in a public rally, then you lose it. But I am just wondering how long it has taken for the Jubilee to realize that Junet Mohammed or any member of his family did dubious business with NYS.
But that question could be deflected to ask whether you have been looking into your own house as the opposition to make sure that none of the opposition members are used in the, benefiting from NYS.
First of all, let me tell you the information about this matter that I know, that I've heard from Junet himself. Junet has not denied that there was no business between some members of his family and NYS. And he says that the members of his family, not himself, because this is not a matter that I've investigated, did some business. But he did say that it was legal business. But because he wanted to stay away from this saga, Junet has completely missed from the meetings of NYS because he didn't want to appear like he's coming to the committee. There is conflict of interest. Okay. But if I am not trying to exonerate him, if there is any information implicating Junet or any other person with NYS scandal, that person should be investigated. But coming to your question, I think that question is a bit misplaced, Trevor. Why do I say so? As a party, our job is not to investigate Kenyans for corruption or to find out who is doing business with what.
But you've been the most vocal on these corruption issues. Many would say, are you taking the speck off somebody else's eye and not looking into your own?
But no evidence has been presented to me to confirm or to demonstrate that any member of our party is implicated. If that person is implicated, I will shout about it. I will say that person needs to be prosecuted. Okay. But you see, taking the investigative work and giving it to ODM, we don't have the machinery to do that. Okay. In fact, even the issues that we are raising as a party, and I'm sure you're talking about the issue of Murkomen and Farouk. These are not issues that we investigated. These are information. This is information that is before us, presented by the investigative bodies. I have a bank statement here of out-of-the-box solution.
He explained that
yes, transferring money
to client transfer. But Honorable, now that you mentioned Murkomen, let me play something he mentioned about you that was on Saturday in E10. Listen into this.
Kuna members wa Public Accounts Committee kama John Mbadi wamekuwa wakijaribu kupeleka attention outside the questions about the misuse of money by NYS. Nataka Public Accounts Committee Chair and Public Accounts Committee waanze investigation kwa John Mbadi, watuambie kama yeye alipewa contracts zote na Anne Waiguru ndio afanye kazi ya kujaribu kusafisha na divert attention from Anne Waiguru. Number 2, kuna pesa inasemekana ya kwamba wanasiasa wa CORD ikiwa pamoja na Junet Mohammed walipewa contractor kwa mambo ya Ministry of Devolution, na hiyo contract ikalipa pesa zaidi ya 100 million, na inasemekana kwamba Junet alipolipwa alilipwa ili ndio apelekee CORD leader mwenyewe.
Did you have any dealings with NYS?
First of all, you know, even Murkomen himself knows that Mbadi has no dealings with NYS. Otherwise, by now, Trevor, if I had done any business or any member of my family had done business with the NYS, I'm sure Jubilee government would be all over the place with that information. And I dare challenge them, if they have anything, any company with my name or even one of my relatives, close relatives. The beauty is that I'm the only member, of my family who may do business, but I've never even supplied a toothpick to government, leave alone NYS. In fact, if you are looking for corruption in Mbadi, you will fail miserably. And that is why I have the confidence to engage them.
Would you say PAC has been compromised, some of the members there? Because for you to have to write the letter to the chair that certain people have to be summoned, I mean, you would think it's common sense that you should just automatically summon them. Why do you have to move
If I told you all that I know, you'd be shocked. In fact, Murkomen should not push me to say all that I know.
Please go ahead.
No, I will not say all that I know. There may be a time that I may say all that I know, but let me tell you this. The summary is
going on that
PAC is compromised. A lot of members of PAC are compromised either because of not myself. Otherwise, I would not be doing what I'm doing.
Part of the PAC.
Let me tell you, the membership of PAC from the Jubilee have been given instruction that one Murkomen and Farouk Kibet should not appear before PAC. There is an attempt to reach some of the members of PAC, and they have been reached even from ODM, who have been called by senior officers of Jubilee administration. In fact, I will not mention, but I will tell you that as high as some of the highest officers in the land.
And you have not been reached?
They have not reached me. They know they can't reach me. They know they can't even attempt to reach me. So if they reach me, if they call me,
if all these members have been compromised, is this just
that is the reason why I want Kenyans to know that the investigation that we are undertaking is not going to be as comprehensive as we thought. Because let me ask you, Trevor, we have invited almost everyone who was mentioned adversely and in this saga. And there were 3 individuals who we were almost failing to invite. Number 1 was Kago. Kago, who did a lot of transactions on behalf of Ben Gedhi and the mother and even Kavura. Then there is Kipchumba Murkomen and his law firm, where there are 3 partners. This law firm, on 19th of August 2015, received 8 million from out-of-the-box solution.
He tried to
and the following day, I'll answer you.
Are you compromised?
The point is, Trevor, I want this to come out clearly. He cannot explain it because what is this client, what was he buying? Which is this piece of land they were buying? Or whatever? Where? Can he come to the committee and tell us so that we can ask him? In fact, that is one of the reasons why. And I'm telling you, I know more, Trevor. If Murkomen steps before Public Accounts Committee, then I will not tell him how much I know about that transaction and what he did.
But if this PAC is compromised, what is the point of all these sittings then? Are they just sideshows, like I asked earlier?
No, but the point, the Kenyans will make a decision. But I will tell you for a fact that if you do not invite Farouk Kibet, if you don't invite Murkomen and his law firm before the committee, this report will not be conclusive. This report will not be comprehensive.
So you will not get to the bottom of the NYS.
Let me tell you, there was theft in NYS. And I saw Kipchumba Murkomen talk like we are trying to protect Waiguru. How could I protect Waiguru? In fact, if you remember when Waiguru appeared before the Public Accounts Committee, I'm one of the people who asked probably one of the toughest questions. I asked very tough questions. And Waiguru, it is clear in the public, I don't want to discuss the report of PAC before we do it. But who can exonerate her from all this? And again, but I'm saying, Anne Waiguru came before us and implicated some people. Take the case of Farouk Kibet. And if you allow me, just indulge me
we're running out of time.
But just indulge me
I'm more interested in who is compromising PAC.
For 1 minute.
Why wouldn't you mention names?
No, but this compromise is coming from the presidency. It is coming from the presidency. Let me tell you, I know for sure that the presidency may not be Uhuru Kenyatta, but presidency, that office, the presidency has called the senior members of PAC. Those people don't even know I have that information, but I have the information to tell them not to invite these 2 people.
Do you have evidence?
How can I talk without knowing what I'm talking about?
Will you be tabling it to the EACC? Or
I don't have to table it because that EACC is the same one which exonerated Waiguru just the other day and again retracted. I mean, there is this matter of NYS is so deep. The amount lost is colossal. It is over 10 billion.
Finally,
and I'm telling
are
you,
we ever going to get a comprehensive report on NYS saga from the PAC?
I don't see it. I don't see it, Trevor, sorry to say. I don't see this PAC doing justice to Kenyans.
So all these cities...
If we are not going to
dig
deep, because this...
like the previous team?
You will just bring another Nini, because you are going to get, the PAC you will bring will just be the same as this one, because you are going to still end up with how many members? The Jubilee will still have the majority of 16. Right. The ODM and the CORD will have minority. The Jubilee will still decide who becomes the chair, like they did. And it will just be the same game we are playing. So
we
for
really
me,
have to live it there. We really have to end this discussion there. But we will invite you
invite me another time.
But give more evidence on this.
I wanted to give evidence on the issue that Milkoman talked about yesterday. I wanted also to talk about Farouk, but you have cut me short.
We've run out of time, Honorable, and this was about the PAC mostly, and you've just confirmed to us that you're not going to get to the bottom of the NYS saga.
But because yesterday I listened, Trevor, I listened to Murkomen saying that a lawyer cannot be invited. We have invited a lawyer who represented Gethi's mother as a client before PAC. How come this law firm is not being invited?
You mentioned you have evidence. I'll give you a minute to table that. What evidence are you talking about? Which when you say that you know Kipchumba Murkomen, whatever he said was not true? Because he mentioned that the money that was transferred was because a house was being bought by one client to another.
What I'm saying is the money, I have a bank statement from out of the box transferring money to Murkomen. I wanted
That's Songoy Advocates
yes,
or Murkomen
to Murkomen and his firm, SMS firm.
Yes.
If Murkomen is saying this money was to buy a house, for who? Was it for the out of the box, or Angela Ngweni, or the other partners? Who was he buying a house for? You know, Kenya should not be cheated. This money was a bribe, simple, and I can prove it. And I have information. I have even shared with some of the people who transferred this money. And I know. I have the information. Let Murkomen challenge me. Let him take me to court. And I will face him head on. Because I have the information. But it just doesn't, I don't just speak. And I've got this information from Kenyans who are interested in this country. I've got it also from very senior people. I know what I'm talking about. Murkomen should apologize to Kenyans. This money, he brokered a deal. He got 15 million, and that is the fact. Yeah. The Farouk Kibet, how could Farouk Kibet tell Kenyans, surely, that he was borrowing 2 million, one amount, half of that amount, to take someone to India for treatment, 500,000 is transferred in January, 1 million is transferred in March, he's still waiting to take someone in to India for treatment, and then around that time, he was speaking to Ben Gethi, whom he was borrowing money from, about 200 times. And Ben Gethi could not even tell him, wait a minute, by the way, I transferred the money. He only discovers that the money was put in his account when he goes to withdraw. Who is this foolish? Who can take that? And I'm telling you, the truth is that there were two groups of people who were stealing from NYS. One group was the side of the TNA. One group was the side of the URP. These two groups are fighting. The opposition
is also involved.
The opposition.
If
the members of the opposition who are involved are by accident. You know, let me tell you, there are some members of parliament who are hoodwinked. I know one MP from Nairobi who was given a contract of 11 million to do some signboard. He was in the opposition, but he defected the other day. So these members got this contract because they were being confused. It's like blinding someone so that when the matters come up, then you don't talk about it.
All right.
They were praying that they should have gotten people like Mbadi, but unfortunately they couldn't get me.
All right. I really have to leave with that.
I'll come another time.
Thanks for making time. We'll invite you for more of this discussion.